I'm Carson.
And I'm Jack.
And this is
Dweeb Wars!
Every week, we help a nerdy expert solve one of life's greatest dweeby mysteries.
Whoever wins the most debates by the end of the season becomes the
Head Dweeb in charge!
Today's debate.
Which SpongeBob character is the tastiest?
We got you covered.
We are gonna help you out.
Yeah.
All right. Are you ready, kids?
I, Captain. Hey guys, welcome to Dweeb Wars.
Yes, where we debate
Nerdy.
random stuff. Now, I'm looking like a pirate, Apache the pirate from SpongeBob. Today, we're talking about SpongeBob.
Yeah, today I'm looking like
I mean, it's definitely Squidwardian.
it's
But-
it's Squidwillian.
Oh, of course. Excuse me.
Or
But Squilliam-esque.
Yeah.
Squilliam-esque.
What's insane to me is that you guys can't really see my mouth moving behind my Squidward nose. Have y'all heard that cupcake song?
Don't look at me when you know I've heard the
Yeah.
cupcake song. Yeah. Without further ado, I feel like we need to bring in our special guest. She is one of my oldest friends, and I do mean old.
Cass,
Hey,
thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me. I'm so honored to be a guest.
Oh
Oh my God, we are honored to have you. Cass, tell us a little bit about your history with SpongeBob.
Was sort of raised on this,
On Bob.
on the Bob,
Yeah.
a SpongeBob. I was very obsessed with SpongeBob growing up. I had a SpongeBob figurine about this big, and I used to carry him right between my teeth with
What?
his nose. I would stick his nose right between my two front teeth. Carried him everywhere, just like that.
Like
And-
floss?
Like floss, like he was just
Like a tooth
stored
gem.
there. I remember this one time I was taking a test in first grade, and I was like, I don't know what was going on with me in this moment, but I was like, SpongeBob, what is the answer?
And he gave it to you.
And he gave it to me, and then my friend behind me was like, what the hell, you're cheating. And the teacher took SpongeBob away from me.
So it was like the magic conch in a way.
Yeah.
Yes, like
Yeah.
the magic conch.
Yeah.
I feel like so many of us have those phrases that just like
Yeah.
come out of
Yeah.
us. But like so many of phrases I remember are through your reference of them, of SpongeBob, like being at a restaurant and you go, waiter,
I know you have a question for us that has been
banging around.
wondering for your whole life.
Yes, I have been wondering this, and I am starting to think about opening up my own sushi restaurant. I'm giving Sushi Chef today.
Mm-hmm.
And so, what I would like to know is which SpongeBob character is the tastiest? Because I would like to serve them tonight for dinner.
Wow.
Tonight, even.
Mhm.
Okay.
I have some thoughts.
Okay, fantastic. Well, listen, Jack won last time. And so.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
No. Bold.
I do think that means that Jack goes first.
Yes.
Although I have to admit, I'm scared.
Which SpongeBob character would be the tastiest to eat? Now, firstly, when I came to this question, I was like, why limit myself? I don't want a mono meal. A mono meal is where you eat one food only, no other ingredients.
Freely
So-
the Banana Girl.
Exactly. Freely the Banana Girl
Mm.
eating like 30 oranges for breakfast.
Mhm.
It's just not what I want to do. So
Mhm.
I said, let's make a meal.
Yeah, let's make a meal.
Some considerations for who would be the tastiest that I thought were too boring. I
Yeah.
just like, it wasn't giving the fantasy to me. Larry the Lobster, it's going to be tasty, but like,
Delish, yeah.
let's get some creativity.
Delish.
Eugene H. Krabs, he'd be good too.
Delish, yeah.
Also the entire audience at the Fry Cook Games when
Yeah, of course.
if you do love, fried fish, that's your thing. I'm more of a sushi, raw fish or grilled fish type. So for me, like, I'm not like going to McDonald's for a fillet of fish. It's just not who I am.
Yeah.
I was really starting to ponder which character from SpongeBob would be the tastiest. And I was like, you know what food tastes best? Ethical food. Food that you really feel good about eating.
Interesting.
When you eat something that stands for what you believe and that's in line with your values, I think it, not only tastes good, but it leaves your heart feeling nourished, right? And so today I want to present a dish that I think would not only taste delicious, it will, but would also make you feel good while eating it.
Wow.
Okay.
What is this? Does anyone know? It's potentially dangerous and known for its umami
Well, of
flavor.
course, it's pufferfish.
It's Mrs. Puff.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Queen. Your time ends now. I do believe Mrs. Puff would be a delicious SpongeBob character.
Fugu.
That's what
Yeah.
we call it.
Poisonous, yeah, in Japan, yeah.
So here's why.
Famously tasteless, though.
No,
It was going to be my choice.
no,
but-
it's not. No, it's not. So why is pufferfish so delicious? Firstly, you have to have it prepared by a trained chef with over 3 years of training in order to safely eat fugu, as it's poisonous to eat if not handled correctly.
Right.
That is because of the tetrodotoxin, which causes deaths every year, making an experience of eating it both rare, exhilarating, and unforgettable.
That's true.
It's also revered for its high amounts of umami flavor, and it's known as a delicacy because of this chemical makeup. And they actually let it sit overnight, which enhances the fish's flavor, and they can't do that with other fish. This is unique to the pufferfish.
Interesting.
I also think Mrs. Puff would be delicious because of karmic justice.
Oh, right.
So here comes the ethical factor. Eating Mrs. Puff
Yeah.
would be interesting and highly enjoyable, I think, because there's a well-known conspiracy that Mrs. Puff killed her husband,
Yeah.
is on the run from the law,
Yeah.
maybe even has a secret identity.
Yeah.
Like
She's been to jail.
She's
Yeah.
Yes, I do believe that Mrs. Puff, we'd feel a little bit better about eating a murderer on the loose than eating a,
Like a
you know,
child.
I think there's deliciousness knowing that you've gotten a murderer off the street.
Her jail outfit.
Still in the heels as well.
Yeah. I mean,
And
it's giving
and the hat,
jester
and the
shoe.
hat.
Jester shoe.
So that's just one component of the dish. I want to continue and say taste is a multi-sensory experience, right? Did you know that actually 80 to 90% of what we perceive as taste is in fact actually smell? Some people can't even tell the difference between an onion and an apple when your nose is clasped shut all the way. So I wanted to also make sure that my dish incorporated an element of smell.
Sure.
As a garnish, I'm adding bubbles. This is a cloud dessert, a dish at a 3-star Michelin restaurant in Spain, which shows how tastiness can sometimes have more to do with texture and aroma than the actual taste. So for this, I would like to introduce Bubble Buddy.
Bubble Buddy.
So I believe that having Bubble Buddy on the dish would provide a sensory experience, a fresh and beautiful aroma of fresh ocean breeze, and a saltiness. Salt enhances flavor and umami. He also is not as sentient as other SpongeBob characters and has no organs or nervous system, meaning that he likely feels no pain, leading me to believe that he would be an ethical choice to use to the dish.
But it's interesting. In that episode, SpongeBob, the whole thing is that they want to kill Bubble Buddy. Like, please do not. He doesn't want to die. Like, but you can't do it to him.
Right, but don't
So-
you think that that's more to do with SpongeBob's
Well,
emotional
it is about
attachment
Bubble
to
Buddy.
the bubble than
Yeah.
the bubble
At
itself?
the end of the episode, doesn't he put on like a hat and like, you know,
Oh, yeah, he walks off.
He does,
like,
but-
a family maybe?
Yeah, he does. He's a fan.
I'm not saying everything's perfect.
No, of course. No,
but
no choice.
Neither would eating.
No choice.
Neither would eating Larry the Lobster. Larry the Lobster has friends. We know he has family. He has feelings.
Completely.
He has nerve endings in his
Completely.
body. You think he wants to be boiled alive? I don't think.
No.
Then next, I want to introduce a sauce: Squilliam Fancy Sun Squid Ink.
Wow.
So let's finish off with a visually appealing side of things because also, as I said, food is a multi-sensory experience. Not only does it have to do with smell, it also has to do with how good something looks on the plate. And I do believe adding a rich and simple, fresh sauce from Squilliam would go far. So squid ink adds a subtle but delicious briny flavor that enhances and complements many dishes, particularly seafood, like Mrs. Puff. I'll just be real here. Most squid ink is not harvested humanely because they have to remove the sacs from a squid, which kills them. However, in the case of Squilliam, if he knows his life's on the line, I believe he'd just give it to us, you know, like in exchange for
And if you just ask nice,
right. Like
food,
if
he
we
might
were
just
like,
give it up.
we
Yeah.
just
We just need the
want this thing that you naturally do.
Yeah.
I think he would give it to us if he knew the option was death. I chose Squilliam over Squidward because I think due to his richness, he would have a cleaner and healthier diet. His stress level would be lower. This is what we have for the
Wow.
dish. We have
Oh my god.
Mrs. Puff as the main protein. The sauce, of course, is Squilliam. And on top, we have the bubble.
Bubble.
We got that bubble buddy, buddy.
So that is my dish.
It's
Mrs.
gorgeous.
Puff, Bubble Buddy, and Squilliam.
That was stunning.
It's gorgeous, Jack.
Thank you so much.
It's an incredible dish. Yours is such an elevated sort of fine dining meal. And I sort of went, what if we just had a family barbecue?
Okay.
What would be the most delicious thing?
Okay.
Right?
You guys are so appropriately dressed for
That's true.
Wow, true.
That
I'm
right?
serving up a rich dish.
Yeah.
Rich dish. You're giving.
And I'm feeling barbecued.
Yeah.
Which SpongeBob character would be the tastiest? My big point here is that I believe that all fish in Bikini Bottom would all potentially be poisonous. And that is because Bottom is canonically next to Bikini Atoll, which was used as a U.S. nuclear testing facility in the 1950s, leaving the surrounding areas still under radioactivity warnings today. Any choice, and in fact, especially if we're doing lots of choices, you're going to get some radioactivity in there. To me, to get around this, we can't just go willy-nilly eating any creature in the area. We need a fish so particular about their eating habits that we can be certain what we are ingesting from them because we have a good record of their eating schedule and what they enjoy and what they're intaking.
Right.
To me, that is Tom, aka incidental fish number 6, aka chocolate fish. Let's talk a little bit about Tom's health in partnership with what factors make wild fish delicious.
Sure.
Firstly, there's fat content and there's diet balance. And what I found was that a moderate amount of fat helps keep the fish moist and flavorful during cooking. And what we see with him is he is trim. He's not one of one of the larger characters in SpongeBob, but clearly he has this taste for fatty foods, for chocolate, right?
Yeah.
So he would have a good amount of fat in his diet that would freshen, moisten up his body, ready to be eaten on a dish.
Okay.
And also an active lifestyle. Generally, active fish are considered to have a better taste compared to less active fish because of their high activity level builds muscle with more flavor enhancing compounds.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's talk about his fat content / diet balance. He has the largest record of food intake in the entire series. We know everything he's particular about. We have the infamous chocolate incident. We have, it took me 3 days to make that potato salad. We have, I asked for 2 ice cubes in this drink and SpongeBob only put in 1. He has, his Krabby Patty tastes like sadness.
Wow.
He is so particular about what he ingests. And I think that is influencing how we would ingest than him, right? Knowing that this man is passionate about his food. Furthermore, let's talk about his active lifestyle. First of all, he has an active work life. He has made 166 appearances throughout the show.
Wow.
He has been a dentist. He has been a mattress salesman, a bartender, a wig maker, a chef, a businessman, an actor, and a old person's home employee.
I'm starting to wonder if he's actually on the run too, like Mrs. Puff. Like he has a million
We'll
identities.
get there. We will get there. No, we're there. He went to jail. Like, he has had so many jobs. Like, and I'm telling you guys, this doesn't even scratch the surface of how many jobs incidental fish number 6 has had.
What? Renaissance fish.
Let's talk about his social life. He has been seen at comedy clubs, at arenas. He's been seen at the Jellyfish Convention, at parties, at Glove World, in a jury, at movies. He's so active, which would make him delicious to eat.
Yeah.
Furthermore, and this might surprise some of you, let's talk about his sex life.
Oh.
Now, larger, healthier fish generally tend to produce more offspring than smaller, less healthy ones. He is seen going on so many dates. All of these women are different women. He goes on so many dates with different women, and so clearly he has sort of a voracious sort of sex life, which not only is a indicator of a healthy fish,
Right.
of maybe tasty fish, but in searching all of the women that he's dated, something really, really interesting came up. Every date he went on, he was pretty upset. He didn't seem, none of these dates, well, he's visiting one of his girlfriends in jail, by the way. He's been on both sides. He's never quite fulfilled. He's never quite happy.
It's really too bad.
I started to realize through viewing, when is Tom really joyous? I started to realize that Tom is gay. He joined the Bikini Bottom men's chorus.
Yeah, he did.
And he's thrilled. Here's him dancing at a disco with men.
Yeah.
Then I started to figure he was a wig maker, of course.
Okay, true.
And here are 3 pictures of him with, I believe his name is Fred or Frank.
I
And
know that
he's
guy.
so thrilled. Every single, first of all,
Yeah.
let's talk about that. Yes. Once he starts hanging out with him, his demeanor changes. He becomes a happier and
He's lit up.
more
Right.
thrilled fish. And let's not forget that in one episode, he had a unnamed butt injury.
Yeah.
His butt was sore. Now, I'm not trying to say too much about that, but I believe he might be gay.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Like, he put the bottom in Bikini Bottom.
That's right. That's right.
Is your thesis that because Tom is gay, he's more delicious?
Yeah, I think that is right.
To some, at least.
Any
To some, at
questions?
least. Yeah.
I get this idea of this character that would be a delicious fish to eat, especially after becoming the fish he's always wanted to be. But I need to bring that into the real world a little bit.
Yeah.
And so what I did is I went ahead and looked on the Marshall Islands record of all of the fish that exist near Bikini Atoll. And I said, what type of fish is he?
Yeah.
Right? We don't really know that
Right.
much. He never says what type of fish he is. When I looked through the records, the fish in the Marshall Islands that most resembles the chocolate fish Tom is the mahi-mahi, a famously delicious fish to eat. Here is an example of what a dish made of Tom might look and be like.
Good. I had some really good mahi-mahi recently. So.
This is chocolate.
Oh. Oh, wow. Oh, he's thinking about, oh man. So is this how you would
This is how I would prepare, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, some sauces in the skillet. Look at that, the butter over it. Flip it around. Crispy, lemon,
And it looks
some greens. Yes.
No chocolate sauce?
Well, that's up to, I think that the sweetness that's up to the chef.
Right.
I do believe some of the sweetness might come through from his own chocolate experiences. In conclusion, Tom/Incidental 6/chocolate fish is a gay mahi-mahi hailing from near Bikini Atoll with an active sex drive and work life, whose focus on maintaining a particular and extreme regulated diet would make his flesh taste delicious, grilled on an open-air barbecue overlooking the sea. This flaky, delicate fish would pair with a light tropical glaze on a bed of rice or greens. To honor Tom, the dish would take the same care it took him to perfect his potato salad. And every hot, flavorful bite would leave you shouting to the sky. As passionate as he was about food in his life, he gifts through his body that passion to us. He would not taste like sadness. He would taste like a life well lived, full of vitality and expression, a multifaceted fish who lived his life honestly, who he truly was. It would leave us screaming, say it with me, Tom!
Oh.
Tom! Tom!
I was about to scream chocolate.
wow. Okay. That
That is
evolution.
my pick.
You really had me for a while just thinking about, the lifestyle of Tom, his healthy, fatty deliciousness. But I
It's
was
seeming like there's a but.
I was
Okay.
starting to get a little lost there at the very end, screaming Tom.
I just at the very end. No, listen, scream chocolate, girl. Like, we can scream whatever you want.
That's just scary. Like if you
Oh.
think about
An honest fish who you're
Yeah,
eating while he
upstanding.
screams Tom.
yes, right. To go back to what
That's
you were
kind of
saying.
horrifying.
It's horrifying. Like we kill him
See, but
only to scream his name.
Or hear him scream in the pan.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. I think you are applying a negative to the screaming. I think in Tom's life, screaming chocolate was an honorific. It was
Yeah.
he loves chocolate more than anything in the world.
yeah.
We furthermore honor him by
Exalting
him,
Wow.
Okay. I really need something, tonight to serve to my guests in my restaurant.
Wow.
And what I'm really loving about Jack's Squilliam Fancy Sons dish is that it is from start to finish, it's ready to go. Like there's a full meal there. I think you're really catering to a lot of our restaurant regulars that, want the ethically caught food. And I worry that Tom, let's consider some of the things that he is putting in his body, right? Krabby Patties, chocolate,
Mm-hmm.
Soda.
potato salad.
Yes,
Probably a lot of crafty, from his time on sets. You know what though? I loved what you were saying about Bikini Atoll, the nuclear radioactivity.
Yeah.
Mrs. Puff is not from Bikini Bottom.
Uh-huh. And not only that,
Interesting.
you're eating all the things everyone would be eating, so wouldn't he be radioactive too, Tom?
Potentially, I just think that he has a acknowledgement of what he's eating that no one else does.
Yeah.
And I think we would have a track record of those things where the mystery of is Miss Puff eating poop? We don't know. But if I make one last ditch effort for what I believe is you choosing Jack to win this award, I would say that my pitch is that the most delicious fish, maybe the most expensive fish, maybe the most glamorous fish, maybe the best experience would be his dish, hands down.
Oh.
But the most delicious fish
Uh-huh.
would be the mahi-mahi, would be Tom.
Can I rebuttal?
Yes, please.
Tom being a mahi-mahi is hearsay. We actually don't even know.
Hmm.
So he doesn't even really look like a mahi-mahi to me, if I'm being frank. He doesn't even really look like a mahi-mahi to me. So he might just be a mystery bottom feeder if you really want to talk about what he's eating, because he's eating all this like low quality stuff. But with Mrs. Puff, when it comes to Mrs. Puff, when it comes to Squid Ink, when it comes to Bubble Buddy, you know exactly what you're getting, a unique experience that's delicious, not just because how it tastes, but how it feels, how it's prepared, where it
Yeah.
comes from, who they are.
Yeah.
That's my pinch.
And I think really bringing in so much diversity amongst the community.
Snatching up multiple members.
Yeah. Destroying the ecosystem.
I think this gorgeous medal here is going to Squilliam Fancy Sun today.
Thank you.
Yep. Yep.
Thank you.
Well deserved. Well
Yeah,
deserved.
Meal, that meal looked really intriguing. I was intrigued. I want to try something new. There are a couple characters that I was surprised were not on the table, so to speak.
Yeah, who literally? Who would you have chosen?
So, you know, one of my thoughts was Pearl.
Yeah.
Because
Whale.
whale,
Fatty.
blubber, and she's young, and
Okay.
that makes
So it's like veal. It's like veal.
yes, it's like
Yeah.
oh, yeah,
Wow.
or like a lamb, and then Gary, a Cineas.
Escargot.
Cargo.
That would be
Yes.
so smart.
Didn't even think about that.
delicious, and he's got a pampered lifestyle.
He does.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
really
we know
true.
it is
Yeah.
food.
But we also know that it is disgusting.
It's sludge.
His food is disgusting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
right.
SpongeBob had tried it in that one episode.
Serving it up Gary's way, blah, right?
Serving up Gary's way black.
What did you guys think about my Tom being gay?
I think it's great.
Yeah. I don't know that
Guys,
necessarily makes it
moving
more
on.
delicious. I was
Yeah.
like, would I rather eat a straight character just so I can let gay love live on in Bikini Bottom?
Yeah, I
You
know.
know?
It really does feel like,
Yeah.
like targeting the gay community.
Right. I was like, is this a hate crime?
Yeah.
If you are a meat eater, I have to think that you have a
Eating a gay animal?
well, yeah, but
I wouldn't eat, an endangered species, because in my head, I'm like, that is a beautiful animal that's endangered, almost like gay people in Bikini Bottom.
Yeah.
We don't know how many of them there are. There might be an endangered.
we know there's two.
Right. We know. I have my suspicions maybe about SpongeBob.
Spongy.
Or, yeah, Squidward.
Squidward, Patrick.
A lot of them
Wait.
are arguably gay.
Right.
Actually.
It's Grinder.
Yeah.
Cass, you have got to be the best ever. Love you.
Love you.
If you need
Of
a
course.
sauna,
Oh, yes.
hit up Cass.
I would love to shout out Hot Island Sauna. My partner and I own this business. We live on Madeline Island in Wisconsin, and we have mobile saunas that you can rent out. We drop them off at your house, pick them up days later, and they're wood-fired off the grid.
And if anyone's interested in a custom, you also build saunas for
We
people.
build our own custom or your own custom sauna, and we will bring it to your door. We delivered one in New York. We've delivered down to
Wow.
Florida.
Watch us on The Amazing Race on
Yes, new episode tonight.
Wednesdays. And what else do we have to say? Oh, follow our D&D channel. We're doing a new campaign and also Amazing Race D&D, among other things. So, bye!
Bye. Mwah.